Call me crazy, but if you want to go out there and buy yourself a Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, it is very difficult to do, or you're just going to get price gouged. So I've flown all the way to China, as you could probably see by just an endless number of buildings. It is crazy. I'm also here for a car event, but that's beside the point. This is exciting because this is apparently an iPhone killer. Let's find out. So the craziest part about Xiaomi in general is just their pricing. Like, they have a car called the Xiaomi SU7 and YU7, essentially some of the most powerful, really luxurious and nice cars. They sell about 250,000 of them every single month here in China, and yet they cost as much as a Tesla Model Y. I was not expecting this thing, the Pro Max variant, by the way, the top of the range, to start at just 5,999 RMB, which is 1,300 Australian dollars. The one I got is the step above because I wanted 16 gigabytes of RAM and not the 12 gigabytes that comes in the lower spec. But 16 gigabytes of RAM with 512 gigabytes of storage, and this thing still costs 6,299 RMB or 1,400 Australian dollars all up with tax included, which is just crazy. But they also just randomly threw in another gift, which was this, a Xiaomi mini speaker. So at the end of this video, stay and watch till the end. I'm gonna unbox this and let's see how this thing sounds, because I don't know, they just offered it for free. And by the way, if you ever come to China, you have to check out Xiaomi store. You can buy literally anything from a fridge to laptops to toothbrushes. They literally have everything at Xiaomi. And like I said, you can buy a car. So that's crazy. Let's unbox the phone. So here it is, the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max. I'm really interested in this. Co-engineered with Leica, which is of course a camera and lens maker. It's got a bunch of stuff on the box, but a big box nonetheless. Let's pull it open. Yeah, that sounds good. First things first, the phone. Now, I am cheating a little bit because they did actually pull this out for just a moment to set it up to make sure it was in English, but that wasn't a choice I had. Let's pull this off. Oh. And here she is in all her glory. Now, this does come in 4 different colors, but this was literally the only one available. They are completely sold out. I really do like the green. I don't love the lavender, but you can also get this in white. I kind of like the black, and it's a bit of an FU to iPhone, which did not come in black this year. The build quality, just first instance, is fantastic. We'll do a full comparison between the iPhone and the Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, but the reality is that, yeah, this thing feels just as hefty and yeah, look at that. It is so similar. But even though these both have a camera plateau, as you can see here, or at least what Apple calls it, this one has a bit of a party trick, a screen. That's not me. We'll come back to all of that. But yeah, first impressions are, wow, this thing is incredibly Apple-esque. You can just see the way that everything moves, the motion of it all. Down to your widgets page here, it is pretty much identical to that of the iPhone. But like I said, subscribe, we're gonna be doing a full comparison. What else is in the box? Well, there's this. You don't get this with Apple, do you? A 100-watt wall charger. That is insanely fast speeds for charging any phone. And of course, we also get a cable. Interestingly, a USB-A to USB-C, but I guess that's what you need for this 100-watt or watt. I love that Chinese phone manufacturers also do this. This is a case that comes with it. It feels cheap. It feels pretty nasty, but hey, at least it comes with a case. Not many phones do that. Even this lock screen is literally iPhone. I'm gonna use this thing now for the next few days. I'm gonna torture test the snot out of this thing. I'm gonna use it to film a lot of videos. And if it's half as good as that as an iPhone, then 100% this will be worth it. But let's find out. Okay, so I've been using this thing now for a few days and I have a lot of thoughts. So let's talk about it. First of all, like I said, the build quality of this thing, I cannot get over it. It just feels incredible. Really, really good. Also, I didn't even look up a lot of the stats until a few days in, and it's unbelievable what this thing comes with. So it's running the latest Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5, and benchmarks are good, but they don't blow me away, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, versus the iPhone, this gets slightly worse single core performance, but actually slightly better multi-core performance, which is mind-blowing considering that this is literally half the price of an iPhone. However, GPU scores were pretty much half that of the iPhone. So yeah, I'm not gonna say that this is gonna blow away the A19 chip in an iPhone, but still, for its price and its performance, performance, it is unbelievably good. And the fact that it comes with 16 gigabytes of RAM, up to a terabyte of storage, and by the way, that's UFS 4.1 storage, which is some of the fastest storage you could get in any phone. Yeah, the performance of this thing is otherworldly. Also, battery life. So I didn't expect this. Battery life on this has been insane, and the reason it's been insane is that this comes with a 7,500 milliamp hour battery. To put that in perspective, a Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra and an iPhone, they're just over 5,000 milliamp hours each. So the reality is this is 50% better battery life. How did they do that? Well, it's a silicon carbon battery, which is a battery technology that so many other phones, they just need to implement because it enables this thing to have like 100 watt fast wired charging, which is really, really fast. But also it can do 50 watts of fast wireless charging. It can even reverse wireless charge at 22 watts, which is crazy. There are no Qi 2 magnets in it, which does kind of suck. So it's not really compatible with any of my accessories, but yeah, maybe that's a minor inconvenience for the fact that the battery really never runs dry. Okay, so what's been frustrating for me has actually been the software experience. And no, it's not because it mimics that of an iPhone. I actually don't mind that. And I think it makes it easier if you're an iPhone user to transition over into an Android, even though everything is really, really identical, including the camera app. It's just so similar. But that's not a bad thing. You know, copy the good stuff. However, even though it is Android 16, it does come with HyperOS 3, which is Xiaomi's latest operating system. And it's really snappy, really fast, but it comes with so much bloatware. And as a non-Chinese person, I don't really understand a lot of this stuff, which is not the fault of Xiaomi. This is very much a Chinese market phone. It is not being sold outside of China at the moment, which also means that I can't actually use it outside of China. The bands for like 5G and 4G aren't compatible with the Australian bands as far as I'm aware. So really outside of China, it is a little bit useless for someone like me. I'm sure someone will come up with a hack and be able to do something, but for now, I can't use it. However, because it was built on Android 16, I was able to bring over a lot of my apps like Chrome and Gmail, which is good. But like I said, for me as a Western user of this phone, it is kind of impossible, which sucks. This really should be sold in Australia for $1,300. I can hear the optical image stabilization. Hear that? Cool. Here's the other thing I've loved about this, and that is this 2.9-inch display on the back. So first of all, it's not really a gimmick. Like, you can use it properly. If you double tap the screen, it wakes it up. Swipe from the left, you can use it as your camera. And that is incredible because it means you can take, like I said, some of the best just selfies possible. You don't have to use the front camera. You can use these back cameras, which is really cool. Much like a folding phone, you know? That's one of the big benefits of them. It makes you wonder, why do you need a folding phone? And then if you swipe down, you have a quick notification summary. And if you swipe from the right, you can kind of change the animations like here on this panda. So cute. Speaking of, you can customize this display pretty much however you want. There are heaps of different options. I quite like the capybara and the cat options. Not that I would ever really rock it. You do have some very iPhone-esque looking ones like this, which kind of turns it into the same camera plateau as this, or even this digital clock, which I'm quite certain is the exact same as what you'll find on an Apple Watch. Or Charlie here. Charlie's one of my favorites because he's Charlie with a whimsical hair. As part of the description. But anyway, I absolutely love it. I really enjoyed using it. It's just so unique and so different. You just don't find it on many other phones. Like I said, it is built solid. It's IP68 rated, so you can submerge it in water for 6 meters for 30 minutes if you really want to, but also dust resistant. It's got an incredibly fast and accurate fingerprint reader. Look how quick that was. And it's also got the Dragon Crystal Glass 3, which is a really, really strong glass at the front and a good Gorilla Glass competitor. But what about the screen? Let's go outside and talk about that. Okay, so what's the display like? Well, it's a 6.9-inch LTPO AMOLED display, same as the back one, by the way. And they can both drop down to 1 Hertz up to 120 Hertz. Incredibly snappy, very, very good. It's also 3600 nits of peak brightness, so a very bright display too. Slightly beats out something like the 17 Pro Max iPhone or even the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra, but it is 416 pixels per inch, so not the most you'll find on any smartphone display, but still, it is pixel dense enough. Honestly, even using it now out here in pretty bright daylight, and it's quite warm as well, the screen itself is remaining incredibly bright and very, very visible, which is an important thing to have in any smartphone, especially on a warm day. That's where the iPhone really struggles. Okay, so what about video quality? Well, right now I'm filming this in 8K. You cannot do that on an iPhone, and there's 3 cameras on the back of this thing. You've got got three 50 megapixel cameras. You have an f1.7 with a 23mm focal length, an f2.6 with a 115mm focal length, i.e. it's 5 times zoom. And hidden underneath both those is a 50 megapixel f2.4 camera that's ultra wide with a 102-degree field of view. But also this thing has pretty good mics on it, I think. Like I said, I'm on a road at the moment and I'm using just the inbuilt mics. Let me know what you guys think. Now, it's also got a 50 megapixel front-facing selfie camera, and that's okay. I actually think the cameras are pretty damn good, and we'll do a comparison soon, don't worry, with the iPhone. But sound suppression is very good, video quality is really good, and it's not doing the annoying Android thing of cutting you off too early or too late either. Photos, actually unbelievable. So there's a lot of processing going on, and you can see that my skin tone is actually quite pale and white, which I don't love, but it's a very Chinese market thing to do. I have turned as much of that off as I possibly can. But even low light photos at nighttime look absolutely fantastic, and all of the lenses on this look really, really good, especially for $1,300. Like, I'm so impressed. Let me know what you guys think. Now, if you've stayed to the end of this video, you are a trooper. Let's unbox this mini speaker. The Xiaomi something mini. I mean, it looks really good with its design. 360 sound, IP67 water resistance. Looks like you could even hook up a couple and get a stereo sound system. Oh. I mean, I gotta say, the packaging feels just incredible. So USB-C to USB-C, that's good to see. No pun intended. Let's pull this out. Oh, feels chunky, feels solid. Anything else? No. God, whoever designs the packaging needs a raise. This feels insanely good. Oh, it's funny, it's got like this mesh coating to it, Xiaomi, of course. So we have power on, volume up, volume down. Got no idea what that is, and Bluetooth. All right, first things first, let's turn her on. Just based on that, I have low hopes, but let's see. And just in case, for whatever reason, this acoustically destroys it if I hold it, I'm gonna put it right there. Alrighty, let's put a full volume. My God. All right, before I get kicked out of the hotel, no bass. It sounds pretty bad, I'm not gonna lie. Xiaomi, you've done better than that. But it feels good, feels robust. I think to sum up my thoughts on the new Xiaomi 17 Pro Max, I'm incredibly impressed, especially for the price. It is unbelievable. And in a lot of ways, this is better than an iPhone, at least on paper. Like I said, make sure you are subscribed because I'm going to go out there and compare both of the phones together, iPhone 17 Pro Max versus this. But so far, like, wow. This thing is blowing me away. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. Are you going to travel here to China to buy one for yourself? Like I said, outside of China, it doesn't really work. So keep that in mind. Of course, if you are new to the channel, we'd love to have you around. So please do subscribe. Of course, like the video too and share it with a friend. It really helps the channel out. We have heaps more reviews coming like this and exclusive. So you want to be here. Ciao for now.